Welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. If you've never been here before, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button and then hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you are notified as we follow these stories and give you the updates. You won't miss any of the videos. All right. So 17 missionaries from the United States of America have been kidnapped in Haiti. The follow-up headline to that says they were sending out some desperate WhatsApp messages before they were kidnapped. The group was reportedly kidnapped by the 400 Mawozo gang, which controls the town where the missionaries were abducted from. Where they're at now, who knows? Well, according to the New York Post, one of the 17 missionaries kidnapped in Haiti on Saturday sent a harrowing cry for help on WhatsApp as the group of 16 Americans and one Canadian were being abducted, according to the report. So the WhatsApp messages got more serious as things progressed with the abduction, kidnapping, and their last message on WhatsApp was pretty desperate. Please pray for us. We are being held hostage. They kidnapped our driver. Pray, pray, pray. We don't know where they're taking us, is what the group message, according to a report that was released in the Washington Post. The terrifying message came as the group, which includes adult missionaries as well as their children, was being taken from a bus bound for the airport in the Haitian capital of Port-au-Prince, according to reports. Well, Haiti has faced upheaval since President Jovenel Moïse was assassinated by gunmen in his home in July, a case that has yet to be solved by local law enforcement. And I know that a lot of you stayed tuned to SouFLoTV when the whole Jovenel Moïse assassination happened, and you watched us cover that whole thing 10 videos deep, all of which took in over 100,000 views and hundreds and thousands of comments on SouFLoTV. So again, hit that subscribe button because we will be keeping you updated to this one. And shout out to our Haitian family, One Caribbean. So the missionary group was kidnapped, right? This gang that they're talking about is the known gang. You know, if you go somewhere and say Los Angeles and you know you're in blood territory versus if you're in Crip territory, it's the same way in Haiti. And since President Jovenel Moïse's death, it was going on before he was assassinated, but since his death, I've been told that it has gotten way worse. Police officers who quit the force are no longer police officers. They've gone rogue. They've actually formed their own gangs and are controlling their own territories. So there's a lot of rape, there's a lot of extortion going on, a lot of robberies, just a lot of strong arming going on and control. And yes, the kidnapping rate has gone up significantly. Is the thing about religious people. You know, some religious people will say stuff like, well, if you don't go on the mission, that means you don't believe in the power of prayer and the power of God. And others will say stuff like, I'm going, I think it's my calling, God will protect me. Well, I was raised Christian, but I was raised with some common sense, right? Which is, don't go into certain places if you can avoid it and if you can help it. Come on, you got Haitians running away from Haiti. Where are you going? These people don't need to hear from you at this. And I know my view right here is going to be a bit skatey and probably touching to some people who are religious zealots and overzealous people. But now is not the time to be going into Haiti. Now is not the time to be going into Haiti just to talk about your God. See, the propaganda behind this, or the thing is this, and I'm not saying that what they did to these people is right, but you got to understand this. It's 2021. The new generation of Haitians are far ahead than the older generation of Haitians, as in they have realized that the white God that they were given is not working for them. So what they've been doing is turning their backs on that, and whoever comes giving that in exchange for some help, some aid, they will take the aid because a begging man really has no choice, right? If you're dying of starvation and your enemy sends you help, you're going to take the help. You're not going to sit there and die. You might take the help and then still keep that person as an enemy. It's the same thing that's going on with these people. Usually when the missionaries come around, I'm from a Caribbean island where they do frequent the Caribbean island, and I can tell you that if we are in need of anything, they will tell you that, okay, we have these barrels coming in shipments of this, and they'll make good on those promises. However, you must accept their God. You must accept their way of worship. You must accept who they recognize as God in order to get their aid and continue to be in their good graces so you can get more help. You understand what I'm saying? And I think that method is kind of outdated, but that's just my opinion. Now, let me be clear. I'm not against anybody's religion. I've seen religion turn some very nasty, dirty people into some well-organized, clean, loving, dependable, good people. So religion has its good side. However, telling people who need your help that they have to accept your God in order for you to help them, it's kind of like a double-edged sword. So the gang that has been accused of kidnapping school children, doctors, police officers, busloads of passengers, and others are now more powerful than ever before. So this gang that rules this part of Haiti, I don't know if these missionaries did not do their research before they went in to find out that they were going into a volatile area. And I don't know if they thought that they would be able to go do some work, since they are giving trinkets out, that they would have been overlooked by this gang. This gang is not a gang to play with, okay? It's the Mawozo gang. Mawozo gang. 400 Mawozo is the name of the gang. They're not a gang to play with. And like I said before, they've been accused of kidnapping school children, doctors, police officers, busloads of passengers, and others. And their power has grown significantly in that area. In April, the 400 Mawozo kidnapped 5 priests and 2 nuns, a move that prompted a 3-day protest. Now, let me tell you about Haiti as far as religion goes. Yeah, you have the people there who believe in their voodoo or their ancestral ways of worship and whatnot. Whatever you want to call it, hoodoo, voodoo, whatever. But then you have a good number of Haitians that are actually Catholic. So when all these like worship sessions and celebrations, religious holidays come around, it's not far-fetched to see Haitians, hundreds of dark-skinned, Africanoid-looking people hoisting this image of a European man in the air, like the image of that we know in the Western world, the painting of what Jesus was supposed to look like from Europeans' perspective in the Western world. It's everywhere in Haiti. And there are devout Catholics in Haiti. They are so into their Catholic religion that, I mean, I grew up in Miami, so I lived amongst the Haitian community, which is pretty thick in Miami. And I can tell you that Catholicism and Haitians go hand in hand. So maybe these missionaries felt like, people before them, missionaries before them did the work, and they are just going to continue the work of the Lord. And they went in there with all good intentions. Now, don't get this twisted. Not every missionary that went into Haiti has done good. And the Haitians, especially the younger ones, the rebellious ones, they are very much aware of this. Because there have been quite a few missionaries that went into Haiti, and by the time they left, A whole lot of children were left molested, raped, etc. And really nothing came out of it. They were wealthy and they were powerful and they were protected. And all they did was just fly back to the United States of America or fly back to wherever they were from. No charges were pressed. So missionaries are not necessarily looked at anymore in a manner of which they were once looked at. That's just a little FYI for anybody who is planning a missionary trip to Haiti to go spread the word. At least 328 kidnapping victims were reported to the Haitian National Police in the first 8 months of 2021. 328. That's to give you an idea of how much kidnapping has become a regular thing in Haiti, compared with a total of 234 for 2020, the entire year of 2020. So as you can see, things were already bad in 2020, but it got worse in 2021, leading up to and then after the assassination of Jovenel Moïse. By the way, there's no justice for Jovenel Moïse, and we will be updating you on what's taking place in that. So please stay tuned to the channel. Also, hit the subscribe button so you're notified when these follow-up videos go up, so you stay on top of what is going on. Again, shout out to my Haitian people, and I wish these missionaries, all 16 of them, US 16 and 1 Canadian, wish them all the best, and I hope for their safe return. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this one. It's SouFLoTV. I'm out. Peace.